Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are having I think we're having some Wi-Fi issues here. Hope that I am live. You guys can hear me. We're having a few issues on this side of town. We're having some power outages, some things going on. So if you guys can hear me, put a thumbs up in the comments. Uh, if you can, if you cannot, I will make some adjustments. Hopefully everybody is on here. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm gonna try and add people into the stream. I hope that I can. Like I say, we're having some power outages over on this side, and so it's a lot going. Here, fella, it's a lot going on over here. As you can see, it's a beautiful day in Zamunda. Thank you. What's going on, Shonda? It's a lot going on. I got the grandbaby. You see, I'm by myself. Although I see girl Pam has logged in. So if you all will give me a brief second to get things situated. Everything happened at the last minute. I will try and add girl Pam to the stream at this time. Good evening. Good evening. I can't hear you.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm making it. Boy, you gonna choke your little self. Then they gonna see you live on TV and be saying, swearing for God, I'm trying to kill the little fella. I don't. Are you hungry? Cause you acting like you're not hungry. Uh oh, you want to see? Oh, there go my beautiful boy. Hey, that's my beautiful boy. I don't think he want this bottle or this milk. I think he playing with me. He just want to. Don't show out like that. Look at the people. The people watching you, boy. This your debut. This your debut. Say hey. Don't hit me. We gonna be fighting as
GG,
soon.
baby. I
Say
can't
hey.
see his handsome face.
Well, he trying to eat. You ain't gonna be able to see his handsome face right now. As y'all can see, he is trying to eat. He is making his I guess it's his TV debut on this beautiful day in Zamunda. It's Wednesday. Like I say, it's a lot going on. I'm hoping that everyone was able to get their link and come on in. They'll join in later. For those that are being affected by these power outages over in the Colquitt area and over on Buncombe Road, I hope you all's power is restored quickly because it's too hot to be without power. What's up, Q? What's up? What's up, sis? What's going on? It is way too hot to be without power. We have a very interesting show planned for the day, and even though I got this little beautiful boy in my arms, we gonna roll with it. I got to do what I got to do. I guess girl Pam services in, so we got to start. How's your work week going, girl Pam?
Oh, it is Hell Week in the accounting world, people.
Yeah, we know that. Do that tell us how it's going on? Okay.
Yes.
Girl, where is your jersey? I don't know. I had 3,074 million things going on. I ain't been able to get by there. I'll have to check it. Look, guys, first, before we get started, congratulations to the missus, to girl Pam, on graduating with her master's from Southern Baton Rouge. Drum roll, yay! Woo, woo, woo! Congratulations, congratulations.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
don't
Thank
know
you.
what is. Um, so we want to congratulate girl Pam. What's up, Carla? We hope you feel better. I know you're under the weather right now, but we do hope that you are feeling better. So we want to congratulate girl Pam. We're so very proud of you here at the show. You know we're proud here in our household. Before I go any further, I gotta add Big Uncle Trap to the stream. Hey, there go your uncle boy. There go Big Uncle Trap. What's up, Uncle Trap?
Babe, what's going on with it, man?
Man, look, look, this little boy making his I guess he making his series debut. Got
Look,
me
he
out here
making his
looking like a
debut.
grand. Yeah, he ain't got no bib on, no cloth diaper. He ain't doing none of the stuff he's supposed to be doing.
He don't
And
care.
now he don't care about
For
nothing I'm
real.
talking about at
For
all.
real. Uh-uh. He
Good
don't.
evening, everyone that's tuning in. I also have to say thank you to all Cattle Parish School Board employees. I don't know. I guess everyone went back to school today for the most part, elementary and high school, at least elementary and ninth grade. So we want to
Okay.
send shouts out and prayers to all of our educators and administrators for a successful and safe school year because
Real
y'all
talk.
children ain't getting no better. Look,
Soul ain't.
it's getting worse out here. And so we trying to make sure that our children and our parents and our educators have a safe and successful school year. We want to thank you all for taking on the task of caring for these little hellions because without y'all, then we would have to sit at home and look at them. And who the hell would want to do that? Y'all children bad as shit.
Uh,
So I mean, I'm just saying, let's be honest. So we always
that's
want to
real.
send out a shout and a prayer to our educators. Right quick before we go any further, let me add Silver Fox. We got Silver Fox in the stream. What it do, Silver Fox?
What's going on, people? What y'all got
What?
going?
Look, man, I'm barely making it. This grandparent shit is hell
Yeah,
on you.
that
It,
grandparent stuff. I hear you got the
man,
baby.
What's
yes.
going on?
What up, what up, what up, what up?
Say I'm making
Trap,
my
Yes,
debut.
trap
sir.
uncle.
All them women trying to, all them women tell them, don't be looking too hard. My mama carried guns, or at least my grandmother do. Tell them, I know they see that pretty boy. Tell them, don't just be looking. I know you giving them the once over. Look, y'all, I got to get right into this thing. We got all our intros in here. We got everybody in the house tonight. All I want to say is Malcolm X, Martin the Luther, Nelson, this is for Mandela, is looking down loud and proud as we witnessed this past weekend the brawl in Alabama.
Ain't that
The
something?
bra- the brawl in Alabama. So just briefly, we'll recap what took place. There was a pontoon of less melanated Caucasian boat users, less melanated boat users in the water. They asked them not to park there because that was a designated spot for the. Here you go, dude. That was a designated spot for a cruise line that took some people out. They asked them to move. They would not move. The black guy doing his job, security, got up. Oh man, see, you got them people thinking I don't know what I'm doing. They asked him to move. He got up. He asked them to move the boat. They refused to move the boat. So then he took it upon himself to start moving the boat because the boat was in his way for the cruise ship to come through. Well, as good as the owners of that boat felt, I'm sorry, guys, they decided to run up on him, start arguing with him, and then one of the guys out of the blue came from behind him and attacked him basically. So it was a one-on-one fight. And then as cowards do, they all jumped into the fight and got into the fight with him and tried to beat the guy down. But lo and behold, they didn't know that black folks were sick of their shit. And an uprising took place. And so, as we all saw and witnessed, look, y'all. This is one of the pictures. Of course, I ain't gonna show. Look, this kind of like what it looked like on that dock on last Saturday.
For real.
Look at Malcolm looking at the family. This is the family.
For real.
The
Malcolm was
family fucked
proud.
around. Malcolm, the family fucked around and found out
Found out.
on that day. And the
For
true
real.
hero, true hero of the whole weekend was this little old white church chair.
That's
Who would
it.
have known that this little old white church chair would have so much power and do so much
That's
good?
who. That's who received the gold medal for that day. That white chair
The
did.
man, that white chair, that yeah, man, you saw it. That white chair received a gold
For
medal.
real. Big shout
So
out to Nathaniel Alexander back in the 1800s for
for inventing the
inventing
chair,
real
that's who
shit. Real
invented the
talk.
chair, right?
For real.
And you
Yeah, that's
know
who invented the chair.
it
Yeah. He
would
died.
be a
He died so we could swing.
Ha! Oh my
For real.
goodness.
Jonathan say he died so we could
Oh
swing.
my goodness.
Look, like on the movie, this is for Mandela. This is for Mandela.
For real. For
So
real.
we're gonna start with you, Silver Fox. What you thought about this weekend
Well,
when you heard about it?
it was pretty interesting to watch. You know, I watched it a few times. I was like, okay, because I wanted to get the full view of it. You know,
Right,
see what started and who was
correct.
all swinging, who was all in it, and all that type of stuff. Yeah, and like I say, it was pretty interesting, and I just basically I told somebody when old boy picked that chair up, I was like, that Negro there used to watch wrestling. That's the only
That's
thing I could think about.
that's what girl Pam been talking about for 3 days.
uh,
We had literally been talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes.
And she was like, why they don't bring the real wrestlers back? I hate this new fake wrestling. And then we saw that and I said, oh, there you go.
there
Yeah.
you
I
go.
said,
That
there you go.
Negro there used to watch wrestling. And I don't know. That last woman he hit, I don't know. She must have been talking shit because she was already on the ground. It's like she was trying to get up, so he mollywopped her ass just because or something. I don't know. But she must have
Right.
got a lick in. She must have got a lick
Hold on,
in,
guys.
and he remembered it and just
It
had
was
to
a
get
heat.
her and
It
had
was
to
the heat
get
of the
her some of
moment.
that chill. I
It
yeah,
was
he
the
was
heat of the
into it.
moment.
He
He
was
was
into it,
into it.
Jay. He was
For
into
real.
it. He
That's what
he
it
just could
was.
not stop swinging. Goddamn, you get some.
Man,
You can get some.
He
How
had
look? How Oprah
that.
used to tell the people, you get a prize. You
Mm,
can get some. You can get
that's what
some. You can
I'm.
get some.
That's
So
what
he was
I'm.
going. He was just
That
going to work
man.
with that chip.
Nah, that man used to go. That man used to go to Chuck E. Cheese over there in Boulder City and play whack a mole. That's what that was.
man, y'all remember that game
For
where you used to hit
real.
the thing on top of the head and make it disappear?
The whack a
Yeah,
mole. That was
yeah.
whack a mole. Yeah, shit, that nigga play whack a mole with their ass at that boat.
Right.
For
Yeah.
real.
When I first saw it, the first thing when I first heard, I was like, Lord, let's just hope the black folks didn't start it. Because you
Mm,
knew they were looking to accuse us. They were looking to say it was our fault. And
Right.
even if it was
Right.
our fault, we just sick and tired of that shit because we take a lot. I'm sick of praying for folks. I ain't gonna lie.
mm.
I
Right.
will always pray for somebody. But
Right.
sometimes it's time for prayer and sometimes it's time for action. And man, you done got me everywhere. And at that point, it was time for action. And they
Right.
had enough.
That's
And
real.
that white lady that he bust in the head, I don't know. She had been fighting. She had been in there fighting with the dude. So maybe she thought she was bad. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what she did or said. But
But them
when
ladies wore them black women wore her out though. Old girl
that
in that
one
white
black
pantsuit, that
that
girl in
one
that white
black lady
pantsuit
that
and the
had
one
her
in the
by the
shorts.
head,
They wore her out. For real. They were fresh off that boat and laid into it. So when they
but
finished with her, I think she was sitting down there trying to rest.
Yeah,
And Cuz
yeah.
looked over there and seen her and said, "Oh, okay, bitch, you still moving, huh? Yum."
what did he say, Jonathan? Got
That
her.
nigga, that nigga went right over there. That nigga did her like we used to do them water bulls that used to come out the magnolia tree. Be like, oh, you thought you got away, huh? Yum!
Man, look, Mr. Johnson talking about they tossed the old girl in the water too. When they tossed her in the water, I had to rewind that back about 3 or 4 times. I ain't
Oh
gonna lie to you
yeah,
because I was like, did she hit the water? I said, did they throw her in the
man.
water?
But
I
it was
had
so
I
funny though when she pushed in the water though, cause old girl worked for him in the blue shirt. When she tossed in the water and then stood up and walked off like she didn't know what happened, but then she turned around and looked like, oh damn, she in the water. I'm like, you the one just chunked her in there.
Oh, and did y'all see? Did y'all see the one white boy that got the rock bottom put on him?
Oh,
which one was that?
that
Man,
was the
That's
one
what
somebody.
that was Aquaman. Aquaman did it.
That was Aquaman, and I thought
Aquaman
that
did it
was Aquaman. Aquaman
for real.
straight rock bottom one of them white boys.
So did. The only thing he was missing was hitting the bottom of his elbow 2 times before he
Yeah,
got
yeah, that part, that part.
but he went right on in there. I said, you know what? That's adrenaline and that is youth right there. Because you got to
yeah.
think about it. After you done swam from the boat
Swam
to
in
the
that
doggone
water.
show, then got out, kicked his shoes off, started meleeing niggas, then went over to him, punched him by 3, 4 times, then grabbed him around the waist and then slung him down. and then worked on him again. I said, man, I missed them days right there, cuz that boy there, he had it on his mind for real. This adrenaline was on 2000 for real.
So the thing about it is, why our people over in Boulder City couldn't do the same thing?
See, I was wondering about that
Now,
too, but then I
Kane,
saw. Now I did hear that they got him back. Now I don't know how they got him back, but I heard it was a
Oh,
video came out or some retaliation on some kind of level. But
mm.
here's where I was confused at when everybody mentioned Bozer. I didn't know that many of us went to big country.
Yeah. Cause look, I'm gonna tell you, I done been over there before. I done been over there before. Look, Jungle, they had some $3 crown drinks one night. I'm like, $3?
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to go and check and see what this
Yeah,
about.
I'm like, oh boy, let's go. $3? Any kind of crown Royal product, they were selling it for $3. I'm like,
well,
oh
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't understand because it used to be, isn't that the same place that used to be rocking
Rocket
Rodeo?
Rodeo, I think
Rocket
it is.
Rodeo?
Yeah.
Well, they
Yeah.
didn't want us there when it was Rocket Rodeo. So why is
Right over
that?
there.
And
Right over there by
like
the steakhouse.
like Kane, right
Yup.
next to Texas Roadhouse, and like Kane say,
Mm-hmm.
they would have cheap ass drinks, but they never wanted black folks in there. And like you say, why Shreveport? Now Shreveport then shot up the whole city all summer long. Like they ain't left nobody's unturned.
Well,
All
see,
of
So
y'all,
I guess because it was Bossier.
what the hell, Bossier? So we scared of
I,
Bossier still?
I guess because it was Bossier. Those are Bossier people. See, them wasn't Shreveport niggas. Them wasn't Shreveport niggas. I guess that's what it was.
oh
I
man.
Because
guess,
I just couldn't, I
Bossier,
couldn't see
Shreveport, I
Shreveport.
think, kind of different. I guess,
I couldn't see them Shreveport motherfuckers allowing that to happen, especially as amped up as we all were. There was just
Mm-hmm.
no possible way that I thought that we would be allowing that to happen. After everybody was hyping, I was like, wait, what happened? Like that boy was 16 that jumped out the water, that
Uh-huh.
jumped in the water and swam over there.
Oh yeah, he's
16
16.
years old.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
he
He
was
harder.
16.
Do you know how hard you got to be in your heart to be 16, jump in the river, swim, get up on the dock, and then start wearing motherfuckers out? Do
Yeah.
you
But
know
that's
how
what we were
hard?
doing at 16 though. That's what we were doing at 16 though. Like real time, we were doing it at 16. Like we was running up hills just to fight. We was throwing bricks at school buses and
What?
chasing the
Hey,
school bus.
hey,
Like
there you go, bringing up old shit.
I'm finna say, and then,
Everybody that went in
look,
BT.
yeah, I was just finna say, you gotta look where that Negro from. Hell
right,
yeah.
real
They would
talk.
love to brick a school bus. It wasn't nothing for
For
them to
real.
brick a school bus.
So for
Kane,
him
do
to
you?
look.
Go ahead, Jonathan. Go ahead. So
But
for him to look what?
but no, that's what I was about to say. But when we was that age right there, we were looking for any and every little thing to do. We didn't even care. Our biggest thing used to be, when it was between bands in the city or whatever, one band would try to, few of the people from the band to try to sneak over to the other school and see if they can see the field show and, whatever like that. So we had Fat Paul brought they behinds over there to Bill T one time and was up on that hill. We ran right up that hill with them instruments, throw them instruments down, ran up that hill, fought them halfway up Mile of Street. See, we was 16. We were ignorant like that. We was sitting up there drinking MD 2020, eating
Night
goddamn
train,
sandwiches.
night
Yeah.
train, eating
Look, we
hot
was
link
eating.
sandwiches from the
We
corner
was
store.
swear to God, we was eating hot lean sandwiches from Kush Grocery. Right there on Penn Avenue. Shit. Eating church of chicken and shit. Hell yeah, we had lost our motherfucking mind. That's where all that energy came from. Shit.
Kane,
That,
do you remember that race fight at Huntington?
Yes.
They turned off the lights and y'all was knocking white boys out left and right because
Man,
they was talking
that white boy messed up. Cause we had one right after Hot Biscuit.
Yes.
We had one of them right after that. They bet that white boy that he would not walk through the pavilion and say nigger. He did and got his ass towed up. I'm talking about got towed up. And then we had that other one. Yeah.
Because who was that? Wilbur Dawson. He a pastor now. I might not want to say it too. Wilbur laid that boy out
To
in
change
Coach
his
Black
life.
doorway. He didn't change his. That boy came through there and said it, and all we know is Wilbur was in front of that boy, and that boy was on the ground,
Man,
and he
yeah.
didn't get back up. And we was
That
like,
was
"Oh
his
shit,
post. So I don't know. He had some nuts. He really had some big old kahunas to
he
walk
did,
through us and do that though.
he did."
But after he did it, didn't nobody miss him.
Didn't nobody miss him,
Men and girls and boys. Didn't nobody miss him.
and I don't think we ever had to do that again either.
Nope, we didn't. Because
After that race
at
fight,
that time, Huntington was still, I'm thinking, majority white. I'm
it
thinking at
was,
that time, yeah.
it was.
But after that, right there, shit,
We ain't have to worry about race no more.
nope.
After that, we ain't have
But
to
see,
worry
but
about
see,
nobody walking through.
but see, I
I
think what
just,
people forget a lot when it comes to Alabama and Mississippi, there has been a lot of change, but then there's a lot of change that ain't happened yet. And
right,
so what people got to understand, even with Georgia, and I have to explain this to people sometimes, what you got to learn is right there where Atlanta is, and probably an hour two south, an hour
right.
and two east, west, and north is the only black saturated thing in Georgia. You go anywhere in North Georgia,
Oh
I'm
my
talking
God.
about they probably still up there putting niggas on nooses and out the doggone tree.
Because
So
when
what
we were
we got to
younger,
learn,
going to Athens and Savannah,
yeah, like
them were them
them
sundowner
still,
towns.
and they still like that. So I
Hmm.
think what we got to look at is these folks here was full of themselves, and they say what the report said too, with the chief of Montgomery police got up there said. He said what took place there, what really got things stirred up when the captain was getting on the loudspeaker to ask them to move the boat, they started cursing and making gestures towards the boat.
Ah,
And you got to keep in mind, this boat is full of black people.
right.
And so they making gestures, throwing fuck you signs, all this here to the boat. And so so then they said a smaller boat came to the cruise ship, picked up the co-captain, and took him over. And so that's who got beat up, the co-captain.
I wouldn't say that was the co-captain.
Co-captain. And so the co-captain was asking them, could they move? Because of the rules and everything else, could they move? The captain on the ship had already made the first 911 call to Montgomery police. And so at this point, this is when the fight starts. They jump on him. They say about 3, 4 more calls came in, letting them know that something had, got, a little crazy. They say by call 5, somebody was screaming and saying the black people supposed to jump off the boat and kill
Damn,
What?
damn.
Wow.
And at this point, this is when you see the remake of Endgame, when everybody that had disappeared by Thanos had showed back up.
He
And
said Thanos.
everybody started getting whooped. And the young man went up and he pulled the boat a little bit closer to the shore and was trying to rip the dough off. And the Caucasian felt the need to throw a water bottle at him, and the rest is history. So
Like Mr. Johnson said, they was out there waiting 40 minutes before he went to
right,
the
yeah, they
dock.
sure did.
They
They said
said they
40 to
had been out
45
there
minutes.
just idling in the water, and they had told them when
Hmm.
they first parked there, you cannot park there. This is designated for this riverboat cruise, and
Right.
they will be back in what 30, 45 minutes or whatever. Don't park there. But that's that entitlement and that privilege
It
that we
is.
always talk about.
Yup.
Yes,
That
that entitlement.
entitlement and that privilege that we always talk about.
Hmm.
And
That's
then
exactly what it is.
once they get a little liquid
Hmm.
courage in them, then that entitlement and that
That's what
privilege.
I was.
And
That's what I was about
let's
to say. That goddamn that privilege and that Heineken and Corona got their ass towed.
them hot coronas that had been sitting out
Hmm.
there on that deck out there got in their ass. Plus,
Hmm.
we would be remiss if we didn't say Trump had been in the city acting a fool that weekend as well, that same day, nonetheless.
Oh, that same
And
day. Hmm.
Yeah.
Trump had been there that same day, getting them all stirred up, getting them hot under the collar, making them think that they are
Right.
invincible. But we know for the most part that they are cowards. They don't fight fair. They do
No.
not fight fair. You don't never see them just fight because, like I said, he was fighting one on one. Why they couldn't just let them fight it out if he was gonna be bold enough to fight them? But y'all want to attack the man and jump on him from behind the back. But that entitlement got that ass whooped. Yes,
That
Tarzan.
entitlement do it.
That
Sure did.
entitlement
I got
do
it.
it every time.
I got into it at the airport picking my girl up. But last week dealing with that entitlement, two white guys, they felt that they were we was in line first. The gate wasn't working, so they wanted everybody to back up so they can move their cars in the front just because they were already there. So one of them thought he could just jump. He just jumped in front of my van. I'm talking about the body, his whole body. He put his whole body in front of the van. So I hollered out the window. I told him, I said, man, get your bitch ass out the way.
Okay, so
Now here come another one. Here come another one standing over there. They got their hand out like this, blocking everybody, blocking me.
so
Man,
they hand gonna stop that car?
AB, I got out that goddamn van, ran up in that dude's face. I said, man, you don't get your motherfucking ass out the way, bitch. I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. We trying to get out. I told ugly motherfucker, I'm trying to get out too. Who the fuck you think you is? So the tall dude, the other one, like I said, the other white boy, he had to be about 6'4". He had to be about 6'4" tall motherfucker. We're trying to get out too. I say, bitch, what the fuck I said? He took out running. Shoot. He hauled out. He hauled there. I don't give a fuck about both of y'all up here. I will tear both of y'all ass up. And then of course I had that motherfucker up under the seat.
You had that eye.
In the van, of course.
I
always keep it with me. And the door was open just for easy access. So he's standing there, he talking much shit. He looked around, call the cops. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if you call no goddamn cops. You're gonna need to call the cops when I beat your ass up.
or hit you with my car.
The black girl over at the gate just laughing.
Look,
by the time I got
you should have put it in neutral and revved that engine, made him think you were going.
Jonathan, I'm telling you, I wanted to hit. Now I didn't hit a motherfucker with my car before though, too. I didn't hit a motherfucker with my car. I bagged straight over this youngster. The youngster behind my car. He all on the cell phone with the girl. I like, hey man, can you move his glass in front of me at the car wash? Hey man, can you move glass in front of me? I can't get out. He looked at me, put his head in the air. It was 4 of them out here, 2 boys, 2 girls. I said, hey man, can you move? That motherfucker didn't move. I put that bitch in reverse and hit his ass. I wrapped the shit out of his ass with that car. He laying on the ground. Oh man. Oh. I looked at him. I said, nigga, I told you to move. I told his homeboy. I said, get your boy, man. Get your boy out the way. Go pull him out the way.
And you, it's somebody on this live right now. She that shall be nameless. That ran over somebody before. So we are not opposed to hitting people with our car.
Yeah.
And I think I was in the car with her and we just went bloop, bloop, bloop. He learned that day. Don't jump in front of the car another time.
Get out the way.
Or trying to snatch. I think he was trying to snatch her out the car, acting a fool, full of that idiot oil. And I was like, done it.
He needs to be ran over.
She threw that bitch in drive and bloop, bloop. I heard bloop, bloop. I said, don't look back.
Treat him like a Walmart speed bump.
No, I said, don't look back. Keep going.
Keep on going. Keep on going.
Well, I'll just say I am just happy that it worked out in our favor. They didn't arrest all of them, but they arrested a few of them. What I'm most happy about is that the black guy that they did arrest, that was the chair swinger, the real head buster. Hey, baby.
Hey.
That's a working woman. You want to get him? He don't need to eat. He just spit it. I'm sorry, guys. He ate too much and passed out. So I was thankful that the one guy that they did arrest that was swinging the chair, they did release him after the people told him what was going on. And they said the statement issue was, we're looking to talk to him. We hope that he reaches out so we can further talk to him.
Okay.
So that, he milk wasted. So I'm hoping that just talking to him, that's all that they'll do, that he was defending himself. And like you say, when you get caught, he just got caught up in the moment. That chair was there and it was too many of them. And we
Yeah.
thought they were the bros, but Ricky Smiley said they weren't Omega.
Yeah,
They
they
were
were.
class of 1975. Them old heads
No,
wasn't
70.
changed.
I think he said 73.
Well,
I think he
whatever it
said
Dang.
was,
class of
we
73.
all need to go back and start thinking like the old heads, because them old heads started swinging and never missed, and that's what we need to go, because we ain't taking this shit. Okay, baby, we ain't taking
Well,
this shit laying down no more.
I think we had a mixture because them three that ran up the thing like Avengers, there was some young cats right there that got out their shirt.
Then was some
So
young
it was a mixture of some folks that got together and said, "Hey, we supposed to go and handle this when we get off this boat," and they handled it very well, for
They
real.
handle it. All I want to say is, like somebody said, I think it was Q said earlier, it was the hat toss for me. So I know I done told all my people that if I got on a hat and you see that bitch go up in the air, I need y'all to come. That's the new bat signal.
You
That
know
hat
what?
toss.
And you know what? I was just gonna say. You said the new. The internet ain't shit. Facebook ain't shit. I've been seeing these videos. I seen the bat signal, dude hat tossing the hat. Then old boy with the chair doing the karate moves with the chair. Yeah, I got to sharpen up my skills. I'm like, man,
Have
Facebook,
you seen? You
they ain't
gotta.
shit.
I'm gonna have to post it on this live. They have interviewed the chair. Man, that shit like to took
Ricky
me out.
Smiley them? Yeah,
Yes,
I
when
seen
they
Ricky Smiley
interviewed the
them.
chair, I
Yeah.
said one thing I will say that did my heart good. We gonna make a joke. We can be
Oh
serious when
yeah,
it's time to be serious.
oh
But when
yeah.
I say black folks cuts up, like
We
we
gon'
gonna make a joke. We
we
gonna
gonna have some
laugh.
comedic relief out of all the crazy shit. We
But
gonna
And
do
we
that.
have to. We have been through so
Yeah,
much. If you
right,
don't find comedy in some of this shit, because now
right.
you just have to be thinking. Ricky Smiley made this point the other morning. Why are you so angry about black folks just going? That dude wasn't doing nothing but trying to do his job.
do
He
his
was just
That's
job.
it.
trying to work. What made you mad about him doing his job, other than him saying you can't be parked here? This is not where
Right,
you're supposed to be parked, and them
right,
feeling that they got the right to do whatever they want. Why are you so
Mm-hmm.
angry?
right.
So
Mm-hmm.
at this point, yeah, we have to have some comedic relief. Like I say, if it was the bros, don't speak up, because we don't want y'all to get sanctioned, and
Right,
we don't
right,
want
right.
nothing to happen in y'all fraternity. We want y'all to keep it on the hush. But bros, hey, we feel you. We saw some purple and gold and some other. Them girls talking them the bro. I gotta say this, but hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening. I gotta say this before I move on. Whoever that young lady was on that video
The
commentating,
commentator. The
they
commentator.
Oh
need
yeah,
to. She needs her own person, and she said she was just being herself. That motherfucker made me feel like I was reading an old Jughead comic book.
for
Boom, pow,
real.
Boop,
splat,
boop, bop,
boom,
bop,
boom,
boop,
bow,
boop, boop,
bow.
boop, boop.
Look, let me tell you
Woo!
something. And then you got to give her credit too, because she held that camera phone so still.
Yes, didn't she
So
hold it
still.
She,
good? Didn't she
I'm gonna
hold it good?
say everybody that got footage held it together real good. So
The
I want to
white
shout
lady,
out
did you hear
everybody.
the white lady who was like, look at him? Because it was one white lady that I saw at first, and she was like, look at him. They don't want to be told what to do instead of just getting out the way. And I was like, thank goodness the white lady was like, yeah, they need to be moved. They need to be handled. Because think about it. All of us yelling, talking about it was the white folks. It was the white folks. A lot of times they don't listen to us. But because the
Right.
white folks were also on that boat saying it wasn't them. They weren't the aggressors. It was them. Get them. I think that got away because them cops came in there like a thunderbolt. They
Yeah.
looked at first, then they started ready to toss people around. Then when people was like, it wasn't them, it was them. They was like, oh, they ain't really know what to do. But they handled the situation and got the right people in handcuffs. So we
Correct.
have to, we have to thank those people that did speak up like they were supposed to. While we're on the
So,
topic of the boat and the bros possibly or not possibly being there, I have to show you guys this. I'm gonna show you because this was a post that was made on social media. I know I'm just gonna segue. Question: what are people 40 and over looking for when they join a sorority or fraternity? I'm not here to fight, just asking a simple question because I don't know. So I had several people scheduled to be on here. Miss Lanier, she's under the weather. She has a sore throat, but I do have representation of the D9. with the Mrs. Pamela Scott Burden on here. I also have Silver Fox on here, and we know that. What's your degree? He is a Mason. What's your degree, Kane?
I went up to 30 seconds.
30, and the highest degree in Masonry is 33rd?
33rd, yeah.
33rd. So you're a
That's what's up.
32nd degree Mason. I'm gonna start with Girl Pam because I know she's at work and she's been kind of quiet. Unmute yourself, babe. Girl Pam, when you pledged 20 years ago, which they're talking about people who are over 40, and you all just had a line cross back in the spring here with Shreveport Alumni Chapter, and it was like 98 people on that line, and I know a good number of them were probably over 40. I think she might be having some troubles, baby. I think that might be your phone.
I
When
think
she
the
comes
oldest woman in that
on
line,
that
wasn't
line,
she 80 something or 70 something?
70 something, something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna wait for her to come in. So while we're waiting on her to get some service, Kane, Silver Fox, what made you decide to become a Mason?
Well, I've
How long
always
have you
been.
been a Mason?
It's been over 20 years, probably like
Burp him, baby,
20,
when you get through.
26, 25, 26 years, somewhere up in there.
Wow.
And I've always been the type of person, I've always been in search of knowledge. I'm just, I read different things of that nature. And the Masonic organization, it's actually an organization. They say the organization makes good men better. So me, of course, Pat Hunt went to Huntington.
Right.
Me and him, we went together. We went through almost everything together, dealing with masonry. And I can say it has been an interesting ride. It's been an interesting ride in there, and good things and bad things. I can say there is some brotherhood in it. Like a lot of people, a lot of guys, they come in there. Oh, I'm looking for the brotherhood. I'm looking for the brotherhood, and I tell them, man, it's always organizations where you got fake motherfuckers.
Right.
And that is what it is. And I tell people, you got good people in it, you got bad people in it. Just like, people go to the church expecting everybody to be good inside that church they join. But now it ain't like that.
Right.
But as of you said, and like in masonry, shoot, you got jokers coming masonry all ages. You got jokers coming, you got men.
Do you feel a different type of way if they're over 40 versus those that are under 40?
No, not at all. Not at all.
The brotherhood.
Yeah, because what I found out about it is a lot of guys, they came up, but they didn't know how to approach Masons or didn't know how to become a Mason. So they done went on years and years and years not knowing, but finally they end up, I guess, approaching somebody, and that person told them, hey, you do this right here, blah, 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 blah. And then they went. Then
they brought them in the fold.
Yeah, brought them inside. And then sometimes you got men who were just too busy in their life to do it, because it's a process. It's a process. Here in the South, the process, it takes up to like 3 months to become a Master Mason. You got study groups that you have to go to. You have the initiations you do. I know up north, it takes a whole year. Wow. So you got people men who have their own businesses, men, who really don't have time to just shut their life down and go through initiations. Like, I know we've had special dispensations for pastors to come in. Pastors who just like Reverend Hunt. When Reverend Hunt became one, they had a special dispensation where Reverend Hunt got him and some other men who were, very popular in the city and all that type of stuff. They got three degrees in one night. It just went through. It had to be a special dispensation in order to do that. You can't do that unless you get permission to do some stuff like that. But because of, like I say, because of his busy schedule, what all he had going on and things like that. Yeah, so they let him. And shoot, Reverend Hunt, I know at that time Reverend Hunt came through. Reverend Hunt had to be about 50 something when he came through.
Right. Girl
But
Pam, I'm sorry, so if I, girl Pam, I'm used to, so on your last line for spring, I know my bae has been a Delta since spring of '03, 20 years in the making. I got it right. At this last line you all had, what was the oldest on your line? Do you remember?
Ooh, the oldest she had a walking cane.
Girl,
The
I
oldest,
might have had a walking cane at one point in time with my COVID boots. Hell, I'd have.
well, on this
Kane said
last,
he thought that she was in her 80s. I don't know if she was
no,
that old. I know she was up in her age, but
I
that
think
she
line
she
was,
before
had to
that,
be she had to be 70 something or 80.
yeah,
I'm thinking.
she was 70 something. She was a dually. So she was 70
right.
something.
Do
She was
you
the
feel
oldest
some?
one
I'm sorry, go ahead. She was the oldest one to what?
on this line. Now, you know that other line, Tamiki's line, they had three of them. We have had some of them where they have crossed when they were a Delta deer. And,
Hmm.
to be a Delta deer,
And
you 62 and over, older.
wow,
So, to me, I don't feel any type of way because I feel like you pledge for sisterhood. As long as you're coming for
right.
sisterhood, community service, and you're going to get in there,
Uh
Uh-oh.
oh, you're gonna get in there and what?
then
And do the
go to
work.
work, do the work, and uphold our mission statement, then I don't have no problem. You can be 20, 22, you can be two if they will let you. You can
Hey,
be
if they start
82.
letting you wear, they start letting you wear pants at initiation when I'm 83, I'ma join.
Just as long as you don't join that one with that pinky up. No.
No, we
Oh boy.
good. We good.
Oh boy.
A few of the comments, Trina Brown says they joined for a brother and sisterhood common interest. Hannah says they joined because that's what they want to do. Why they work at it. Of course, that would be my child. Yeah, why? I don't know what made somebody say that, but in the comments, I didn't post the comments from that thread, but a lot of the comments were very negative, saying, yeah, what's your purpose? What's your point? It's the same purpose as if you're 21. You're joining for a reason. And
Right.
if you don't believe in the purpose and the mission statement, what you doing it for anyways? It just to wear pink and green or wear red and white. You can wear whatever the hell colors you want. We
Yeah.
hope that
Right.
they're doing it for a larger purpose. Um, Q says, circle of completion. Carla, they want the same hood. Sisterhood, brotherhood, community service, unity. She's been in since spring of 94, Delta Sigma Theta. Q says, I've been traveling since April of 98. For those of you, Q is Silver Fox's sister, which
Yeah,
means
yeah.
she's an Eastern
Eastern
Star.
Star.
Mm.
I
Uh-huh.
wish she would come here
Right.
and tell us. I was asked to
Right.
be an Eastern Star about 30 some years ago, and I was like, y'all know I'm a whore, right? I don't really. Never mind. That's neither here nor there. Hold on. At the
I
time, okay. At the time, it was
yeah.
not the thing for me to do, which is fine.
I think that was my biggest thing too, because actually from my great my great uncles, great aunts, grandmother, all of them, they were Eastern Stars in
And
Mason.
Masons, right?
And so it was a family thing, and like it really kept going. All of my
Mm-hmm.
uncles, like all of
Mm-hmm.
them, all of my aunts, like all of that. And so
Mm,
when it kind of got to us, it was this push to be like, hey, you need to get, in the mix of it too. But like Kane said, for me, it was just like my schedule just did not
mm,
match up to that, and that was always a issue that I had with it. But I wasn't against joining it, and being
right.
involved in such an organization like that. Now, what I will say is the representations that I've seen when it comes to fraternities, the ones that I've had to approach me and say, well, hey, after graduate, this and that and everything else, if you want to come in and do it now, you can. My problem was the people that approached me. Number one, I didn't like them at
Jonathan,
all.
Jonathan, I was trying to stop you before you got
I
started.
just being
Go
honest,
ahead.
I didn't like them. But my other problem was
This is
too,
brought to you by Cane's Water.
for real, for real. Look here, my next problem was each of them that came up to me. I think people need to think about how they approach people. Well, each time they've approached me, I asked one question: what makes me somebody that should be a part of this fraternity?
Hmm.
E- each time, and the three times that I've been approached, all three was like, "Well, man, look at how you carry yourself, and da 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 da, and how you dress, and this and that." And I was like, "But that ain't got
That's
shit to do with nothing."
Hmm.
with your
And
mission and
and
your
but
purpose.
you literally forgot all of the community service that I do. You ain't mentioned none of that. You ain't
Right.
mentioned none of what I do for schools or how I help other organizations or any of that. You ain't mentioned none of that.
You
But
just
you gonna
dress nice.
bring up, you gonna mention, but oh man, how you carry yourself and da 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 da. And that's why it was easy for me to tell all three of them to get the fuck out of my face.
Hey, you know what, Jonathan? The thing
Like
is,
real shit.
the difference in masonry is we actually are not supposed to solicit.
Right,
We don't supposed to walk up to nobody and
right,
say, "Hey, you want to be a mason?"
right,
Everybody's supposed to approach us.
Really?
right.
I didn't
Real
know
Yep.
talk.
that.
Yep.
Everybody's supposed to approach us.
Cause
We
even
don't supposed to do
cause
no
cause
soliciting.
cause cause even in family, it was all about if you asked about it. Like, hey,
The
what
thing
is
about it
this that y'all be
is
going to and da 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 da
yeah,
da and
it's
what's the whole reason?
X one, B
Mm-hmm.
one.
B
That's
one.
basically what it
That's it.
is. X
Ask
Real
one,
one,
talk.
B
be
one.
one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a few of the
Yeah.
comments. Cynthia Dawson, what up, neighbor? I was going to go grad chapter, and I was left with such a bad taste that I would never do it again. Speaking on sororities, I did it at the age of 59. I aced the interview, but did not get selected. It made me think it is a rigged system. I never really pledged, although all my family are Deltas. I did it because I was asked. I saw it as a chance to be of service as a therapist. I was left with a bad taste because I felt like it wasn't for service. It's interesting to hear that because a lot of people say that once they go through the interview and the selection process, a lot of times that they are left with a bad taste. And I hate that people are left with a bad taste. And in all honesty, go ahead, because I know girl Pam finna say something. Don't you do it. Don't you
Mm-hmm.
All
damn
I'm
do
finna
it.
say is tread
Tread
lightly about
lightly.
the mo
Them
tread lightly
them
about
crimson and creams. I know she finna. I
that
wasn't finna
crimson and
do that.
cream.
All I was going to say to piggyback off of what Cynthia said.
Mhm.
Some people have had a bad day. I'm not. I don't. She didn't say which one she went to. She just
Well,
said
okay,
she went to an informational. You know, I
okay.
went to an
Let
information once.
let
I
me
saw
say
who the
this right
president
here.
was. I was like, hell nah. Go ahead.
Mhm. Let me say this about what people don't understand is when they come to the informational
Mhm.
rush and when they go the selection process, they just automatically assume that they are going to be chosen. Don't get me wrong. To be part of one of us, it is a privilege. It's a privilege that lots of people want. There are so many people that come to the informational and who come through the selection process that you can't choose everybody. So the selection process is designed that way to weed out the people so that we get the best that have applied at that time. Not
But
to
do,
say that Cynthia or anybody else are not the best cream of the crop, but at the time of the selection, we are able to choose the best that are applying based on our selection criteria.
can I
Now,
play
I
devil's
will
advocate?
no, not when it comes to my sorority.
Oh,
Hey, look, that's why I was like, don't touch it.
All
Nope.
I want to say is that yes, I understand that you're trying to look out for the best possible selection at the time, but devil's advocate anyway. Do you think that sometimes in the selection process that those that are doing the selecting maybe are not selecting properly? I'm
True,
curious. That's in
true,
anything,
true,
whether it's I'm not saying just with Delta. I'm
true.
talking about all fraternities and sororities, Masons or Eastern Stars. What I'm saying is,
Right.
excuse me, because you're sitting in front of a panel and a board, and they're asking you questions. you've aced the interview, you naturally would presume that if you ace the interview,
But
you go on to
that's
the next step.
that's the key. People think that they ace the
Burp
interview.
him.
People think that they know what we're looking for and they know the answers to the question. But your
Mhm.
perfect answer might not be our perfect answer.
Okay.
You don't
Okay.
know
See.
that you've necessarily aced our interview. And don't get me wrong, I went through this same selection process myself 20 years ago in front of 14 strangers. And it
Mhm.
can be one of the things that can make you nervous, but you get through the jitters and everything. But I will say the selection process is there for a reason.
Okay.
Everybody can't be one just because they want to, and don't take me wrong for saying that, but I'm just saying the selection process is
Right.
there to weed out the ones they're there for the wrong reasons
Okay.
to
And I
and
get
other
that.
things.
I just and I'm gonna say this. Candace Nicole said, "Hey, Miss Pam." Hannah says, "When I went to an interest meeting for DST in college, I thought they were going to look at me crazy for trying to join because of how I dress and my haircut, but actually they were very welcoming. I don't know if I would have got accepted, but that made me feel good about the selection process." Um, Wait. Tarsha talking about, so there aren't any whorish Eastern stars. I'm not saying that there weren't. What I'm saying is,
Yes,
at
yes, there are.
Cain, Silver Fox,
Yes,
Red
yes, they
Lightning.
are.
I second that.
Yes, yes, it's some horse Eastern stars.
I second that.
Shit, you go to them. You go to them grand lodge conferences. Yes,
uh,
Mm-hmm.
them
hey,
Eastern stars. Them Eastern stars be trying to take your meat. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to
sorry,
take
y'all.
your
I'm sorry.
meat.
My bad.
What? Yeah, because
I'm
I
not
don't
supposed to be
think
saying that about my sister. I'm not supposed to be saying.
I
I'm sorry.
don't
I'm sorry. My bad.
I don't think we were supposed to know
My
that
bad.
they take your meat.
My bad.
um, I
Strike
just
that
don't know
from the
how.
record. Strike that from the
Strike
record,
that
y'all,
from the
please.
record. Q, I'm
Yes.
trying to get the link sent over to you in just a second. A couple more comments. Sharik says a certain way you have to approach an Easter star to become a star. Exclamation mark. They will never approach you. It's an honor. This was 30 some years ago. Somebody approached me, talked to me about it, and I'll be honest, I didn't know. I knew what an Easter star was. I knew about the service. I knew about Masons, but I was just not really familiar on how things worked. When I asked this person a particular question, and I didn't like their response to me. Actually, that's really why I
Well,
didn't do it.
I'm
There
gonna
was
tell you. See, okay, I know
because
what
you're
you're
about
saying.
to.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, because you must know. I asked them. I was like, well, tell me about it. They said you have to come in to.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the thing. That's the thing. When you get people asking questions about masonry, if you in it for real, you go by your obligation and all that type of stuff, you're not gonna open your mouth because we're not supposed to talk about anything that goes on inside our organization. The organization, a lot of people think that it's a secret society. We got a lot of secrets and all that type of stuff. But actually, it's not even like that. Everything that we learn in masonry and on the star side, every password, all that type of stuff, everything comes out of the Bible. Everything comes
Right.
out of the Bible. Once you go through it and you realize, you saying this password and all that kind of stuff, that password is in the Bible. All that stuff
Right.
comes out of the Bible. But we take an obligation not to specify and give information. People want to know, well, what I got to do to what's gonna happen when I get initiated. I mean,
Right.
you get chosen, you come to initiation, you will see. But
Right.
Right.
we're not supposed to do that. And if we didn't have jokers to find out that we didn't have jokers to find out that it's realer than they think, because we've had guys that start going through. Once you start going through in masonry, you don't supposed to tell anybody anything. You don't even tell. There's a lot of people you don't even supposed to tell you going through masonry. It's supposed to be like a secret. If they
It's
not
like
inside that lodge
fraternities
at the
and
time,
sororities.
yeah. If they're not inside that lodge at that time, you don't recognize their face. You ain't supposed to be out there talking. We've had guys talking. Jokers went over in Texas, was talking, running his mouth one night on a college campus. The call came all the way back to Shreveport, 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning, came back to Shreveport. So once we got the call here in Shreveport, old boy made it back to Shreveport. We brought him in front of council. So where you went this weekend? Oh, I went down to such and such. What you talked about this weekend? Nothing. So you didn't talk about nothing. No, man. So you didn't say nothing. No, man. So next thing you know, we open the door. Oh, we got a special guest. Bob. 3 brothers rode all the way up from Texas. Stood there in front of him. Yep, that's him. That's the one that was talking.
Wow.
He straight got booted. He straight got booted out.
Well, at least it wasn't the bros, because the bros would have just beat him up. Okay, we got a special guest in the house who represents the star. We got Lady Cat in the house. What's up, Lady Cat? Say hello to the people.
Can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What's up?
Oh.
How you been?
Okay. Congratulations, girl Pam. But as far as the Eastern
Thank
Star is
you.
concerned, when my mom passed,
Mhm.
February of '98, her godmother approached me and told me some stuff, and I did it or whatever. And it was like, meet me here on this day and wear this,
Right.
and this. I didn't approach anybody about it.
I
But
had
the
never
reason
approached
why
anybody
she
either.
initiated me into it is because at that particular time I was lost, and she saw it as a need for me to get that sisterhood that would help me through the loss of my mother. Now, granted, what Silver Fox is telling is true. Grand Session is a totally different animal. Um, Totally different. But that's not my ministry, so I ain't participating in that because
Okay.
I don't need that. But it's no different than a sorority, but some people hold it to a higher standard
Because it's of
because
the
of what
church.
it is supposed to represent.
Right.
So it's
Because
a
it's
lot,
of
and
the
I
church.
know sometimes I probably don't act like I'm an Eastern Star because sometimes I be with the shits. Okay,
Girl.
but at the end of the day, it is who
Jonathan
I
just
am.
told you them
You know,
Eastern
I have
stars
that
like
nurturing
pulling their
spirit.
feet
I
out.
work for the community. I want to help and aspire to inspire you to be better than who you are. So as far as like sororities and fraternities and the Eastern Stars and the Masons are concerned, you have to be what fits for you.
Right.
Everybody can't be a Delta. Everybody can't be an AKA. Everybody can't be an Alpha man or a Q because it's not for you. A lot of you people that wants to go into it, like Pam was saying, wants to just get into it because you want to have the letters, you want to have that recognition.
Man,
You
we know
know,
people who
when
have
people
approached.
are
Yeah,
40 and
let me shut up.
older, it's a circle of completion because this is something that I started, but I wasn't able to complete.
And let me say something. Let me stop you right there because when they asked the question about people being over 40 pledges, a lot of people did not have the money to pledge when they were in college.
Correct.
That
Let's
is
know and
true. That
understand
is
that.
true.
So a lot of times when you hear people say, "What the hell you doing pledging? You over 40, blah blah blah. What you trying to get over? You not in college." The white folks pledge when they in college and they have their fraternities and sororities, and it's only for college years so they can party. Black people
Yeah.
pledge a lifetime commitment when they join sororities, fraternities, Masons, or Eastern Stars. And like I said, a lot of people when they were in college did not have the money to pledge because it
That
is
part.
a
Correct.
healthy financial. It's a very healthy financial commitment. Hell, we know people because once they give you that phone call and say, "Hey, bring me $2,000 tomorrow," you ain't got $2,000 in 24 hours.
That part.
That deters a lot of people. So I think people get
Correct.
that misconception as to how this actually works, especially if you've never been through the process. Go ahead, Q. And yes, Sharina, I am holding my baby. Don't say po, baby.
And
You too pretty for
basically, it's the same thing with Masonry and Eastern Star because it can get real expensive. Okay, in the Divine Nine, you are just this. You are just that. You are Alpha, you are Omega, you are Delta, or you are a AKA. But on our side, you have different houses.
Right.
Like on the Masonic side, you're gonna have the Mason.
She's coming right.
You're gonna have a Royal Arch Mason. You're gonna have Knights Templar. You're gonna have Shriner. You're gonna have Consistory, and you got dudes in each one of those houses. And it's the same way. It's the same way on the women's side. Women, every house that the men have, the women have. You have conferences every year for each one of those houses.
Yep.
And those conferences, like I say, every year, it might be, some of them are for like a weekend. Some of them are for like Grand Lodge. Grand Lodge is like, I think like 4 days. So 4 or 5 days. So you're talking about getting a hotel room. You're talking about eating all those days. Then you got to pay those fees to go to that conference and all that kind of stuff. It can get real expensive, very expensive. And I used to do all that. Man, I'm like, man, hell no. Hell no. That's one of the reasons why I'm not a 33rd. 33rd, you have to be recommended to be a 33rd. I had a brother that was going to recommend me to be a 33rd long time ago. I wasn't financially able to be a 33rd. Because when you're talking about being a 33rd, you got to come out of your pocket with some cheddar. You got to come out your pocket with some cheddar to be a 33rd. And I was like, no, sir, I decline.
So let me ask something right here, because we always hear about, look, Cynthia said, last thought, girl, Pam, all of my cousins, I'm sorry, y'all, are DST from Wiley College, and I accidentally married an Alpha twice. Girl, how the hell you accidentally married an Alpha twice? I don't want no problems. Oh, and my best friend a Kappa, right, AB? Yeah, that nigga a Kappa. He all right some days, but most days that nigga ain't all right. She talking about my uncle. My uncle's her best friend. But let me ask you this. We always hear about dues of the sororities and the fraternities. And I know Delta dues, girl Pam pay Delta dues like it's a bill every spring. I don't care what we have going
It
on,
is
what
a
we need to
bill.
do.
It is a bill.
Well, excuse the hell out of me. She paid. Love you. Bye, big boy. Bye, my baby.
Bye, pumpkin.
Bye, pumpkin. Girl, Pam said. Oh, that's mine.
Bye, handsome face. I didn't get a chance
his.
to see him today.
He said, tell him bye. So this is my thing. We hear about dues of
Bye, handsome
tell the
face.
people bye. Oh, there him go.
Oh, bye, honey.
He just wanted his mama, old crazy ass boy. And Skylar Hannah said, hey. So when you talk about the financial side of being a Mason, I did not know that it was that financially taxing.
Yes.
The higher you go to be a Mason. I know people who are 33rd degree Masons, but I would have had no idea it was financially taxing like that.
Because, okay, an example for it as, especially on the Prince Hall side, to be a 33rd degree Mason, okay, like I say, you gonna pay that initiation fee. It's not held then where the initiation is gonna be at. It's not held in one place all the time. It might be in Washington, D.C. one year. Next year, you might go all the way to New York. Year after that, it might be held in Atlanta. So it moves. So therefore, you got to pay. And that is, I think, their process is, far as the 33rd, I think it's a couple of days also. So you paying for the lodging, you're paying for, like you say, your food. Then I think the class, you have to raise more money than the class that came in before you. So you chipping in with
Hey,
everybody else to try to
hey,
beat the class that was before you.
Jonathan, don't worry about it. They cutting into our tequila. I can't do it.
So yeah, it can be real
Don't worry
taxing.
about it, cuz. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I'm gonna be me by me in order of Easter nothing.
Okay, Adrian,
Cause
I have a question.
oh.
I have a question. No, this is a good question. It's a good
Okay.
question.
Is it for the panel
Now,
or for me? Sharina, he
it's
calls me
for
G. Okay.
it's for the panel. It's for
Okay.
everybody. So this is my
Uh-oh.
question. People have a problem with people 40 and over who pledge. But what about the people who didn't make it the very first time and try a second and a third time? Because the very first time I went to Rush, which was college, I realized that the first time I went, I didn't have everything I needed. I didn't have all the public service. But I made it my mission once I found out everything that I needed um, to work that
That when you
year
came
and do
back, you were
everything
gonna have everything. Right.
right. So the second year that I pledged, I had everything I needed. I had all my money. I had everything. So I did, but I never went through the pledging the first time. I just went to Rush and I got the information, which Rush people is an informational. That is what that is for. Rush is not an automatic thing. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get turning my app. I'm gonna make it. Rush is an informational for you to find out everything you need
Right.
to know, and that's exactly what I did. But I didn't had it on my mind. I went through the second time. Boom, bam, I was on that thing. But what about the people who don't? Would you
Well,
go a second and a third time, a fourth time till you keep on getting, or would you be one and done?
I've I'll answer first because that brings up a point. Carla says I did not get selected in 1993, but I tried again in 1994 and made it. But in reality, it was the best thing that could have happened to me. I wanted to be a Delta, and nothing was going to keep me from it. So several people, like you said, you went, you didn't make it. You knew to have all your ducks in a row. You when you came back, a good personal friend of mine went to the information, was selected for an interview this past year. Although she went through the process and it brought her out of her shell because um, she's a homey person. She's in her shell. She doesn't really interact with a lot of people outside of her family and friends. And so it was a process. And so she appreciated the process, but she said she wouldn't do it again. And I think that's more of a question for those it depends on the. I've never been turned down. I went and saw the person. I didn't like the motherfucker. I didn't like the bitch. Yeah, okay.
Well,
I didn't
I
like the
wasn't
bitch.
turned down. I only went to the
Right,
informational and
right. But
realized
I'm
that it
saying
was
for
some, yeah.
me, I went and was like, nah, I don't like that bitch. I'm good. We good with that. Next, next, next. But I think that if there were some stipulations that changed to the rules, I probably would pledge. I would only pledge Delta. As you know, my family is full of Deltas. I have a affinity and a bond with Deltas that I've had my whole life. If I didn't pledge Delta, I wouldn't pledge anything. But at this stage in the game, me personally, I probably, just because of some things I know, I probably would not pledge grad chapter. I have the community service, the degree. I have everything and I feel like I could pass the interview. But me personally, I probably wouldn't do it. What do you guys think, Q, Silver Fox?
So you want to be
Well,
my you want to be my
with
sister
me,
wife,
I want to be your what?
sister
sister wife.
wife.
I'll be your girl. I am your sister wife. Let me tell you something.
Ah,
Go
I,
ahead, Silver
with
Fox.
me, I say, like I say, I see nothing wrong with it as far as the age. Because truthfully, like I say, if I had a chance to, I would actually still pledge. I would actually pledge Sigma. I mean,
Really?
that's just, yeah, I would. I would actually pledge
I
Sigma if
can
I
see
had a
you as a
chance to.
Sigma, actually. I couldn't.
My,
Now that you mentioned that, I couldn't see you as. I could see you as a Sigma. I couldn't see
yeah.
you as a Q. I couldn't see you as a Kappa because you ain't wearing them tight ass breeches and busting your pants.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
I gotta post this video of this Kappa that
And
bust his
then
breeches because they were so tight. Anyway, go ahead. My
and
bad.
then I don't know how to shimmy, so I can't be no
Who
no
want
no no no
these
no.
Kappas today ain't Kappas that we grew up with. All that shimmying and no Canes, they different Kappas today. They different Kappas today.
Well, look,
Anyway,
you remember us in high school. Now you know I was
yes,
part of Gamma
y'all
Psi
had.
Phi.
I
You know
know
I was
you was
part of
part of
Gamma Psi.
Gamma
Yeah,
Psi Phi.
yeah,
Y'all had
yeah.
y'all canes and
Uh
boots and
huh.
everything.
Uh huh.
Lady Cat, what you think?
Oh, Lady Cat can't hear
If
you.
If if
Oh,
I had to go back and
JE, you
finish
back?
what I started,
Uh-huh.
you know it'll be the pinkies up. What are you talking about?
I know it'll
Mm.
be the pinkies for you. You would go back and redo. Look at girl Pam
I mean,
shaking her
you already
damn
know
head.
this. We already know this. I'm just saying. If,
I look. Cynthia
if.
said
But
yes.
in
Mister said,
today's
go ahead.
world, that 10 grand they want me to give them to jump back in, baby, I can go put that down on a motorcycle and go ride in the wind. Mm.
Carla said, I was turned down, but that was not going to stop me. I was going to be a Delta. Undergrad is different because I believe there's some favoritism among collegiates, but that was not going to stop me. I have a great question. 2 points that Mr. Johnson made. First thing he says, he sees that a lot of grad chapter people are, that he sees a lot of the orgs are not financially active. A lot of the frat and sorors are not financially active. Go ahead, girl Pam, because I know she got something to say. Go on, take it away. We ain't got much time. She finna say something about this financial status. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just come.
See, this is one of the reasons why we do not have a line every year, and people get on Shreveport alumni. It's one of the reasons why it takes us 5 and 6 years to have a line, because even though membership is a lifetime commitment, our national president will tell you we are not here to keep making new members. We are here to reclaim the members that we already have. So that is our focus: reclamation and reclaiming the ones that already have. Although we do want the sorority to keep on going, it's not that it's just not our focus to keep making new deltas. That's not what our mission statement is. So we work on reclaiming. That being said,
Here you go, y'all. Here you go. You've been talking about that money. Go ahead.
whew,
How
as a
long you
former,
ha, have you ever hold on, let me ask this before you say as a former. Have you ever not paid them dues?
mhm.
Huh?
What you say?
Have you ever not paid them dues? That would be a negative. I told you that's a bill in this
That's a
house.
negative. My mission when I crossed them sands was to be an uninterrupted delta.
You actively pay your dues every year. So Mr. Johnson, there you go. Lady
so
Cat, you back in
Pam,
this.
with y'all Divine Nine, so far as dues wise, say un
Interrupted.
unactive, uninterrupted. So if you don't pay your dues,
No. Hold on. Those are two different things. When I
what?
said my mission was to be an uninterrupted delta, that means that I would
Mm-hmm.
never be not financial. You're either financial, which means you have paid your dues to Grand Chapter, and you are a financial delta, meaning I can go out there and write a letter for anybody who wants to cross.
JE, I don't know why I
But
thought you
Okay.
in
if
the stream
I'm
the whole
not
time.
financial, that means I'm not allowed to write a letter to recommend. I'm not allowed to vote in the chapter. I still have all rights and privileges as a Delta because it's a lifetime thing. But
Okay.
I don't have the authority to recommend another Delta. I don't have the authority to vote on any amendments or any bylaws within my chapter that I'm
See,
currently a member of.
it's totally different between with me and Lady Cat. It's totally different with us, Masons and Eastern Stars. If you don't pay dues at a certain time, you
Well,
get
there's
so far
different
behind,
levels.
you gonna get your butt booted out.
Mhm.
Wait, what?
Eventually, you're
Say
Mm.
gonna
that
have to come
again.
back. If
Jonathan, I don't
you
Mm.
know how you weren't in the stream. I
with
guess when you kicked out, I'm just talking to you.
No,
just like
shit, up here.
whoa, with us, if you don't pay dues,
Uh-huh.
after you basically have 3 months. You can't get behind 3 months in your dues because our dues, it's something that's due every month. Every month. You can pay it up for a year if you want to, but
Mm-hmm.
it's something that's due every month. You get behind 3 months, we approach you. Hey, look, bro, you're behind 3 months. You need to catch up. Blah 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 blah. You get somebody to vouch for you or whatever. Catch up and
Really?
all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Oh,
but if
wow.
you get behind so far and it don't look like you finna pay nothing, hey,
Talk to you later.
you booted. you booted.
Talk to you
You
later.
done lost all rights as a Mason. You done lost all rights as an Eastern Star. And then if you want to come back, then basically you got to start all the way over.
Wow.
You lose like me being if you all the way up to a
That's a
33rd, if
bunch
you
of
all the way up to a
BS right there,
if
but
you
okay.
all the way up to a 33rd,
Golly.
and
And
look,
you got to
this the
start all the
thing.
way back over. I
This
would
the
have turned
thing.
everything over the
If
tree, boy.
you are a 33rd degree Mason and you don't pay your dues in that blue house, that's the beginning. You get kicked out of blue, you are no longer a 33rd degree Mason. You done lost all them rights. Blue is the foundation of masonry.
Wow.
So that's why you got to keep up. You got to keep up all them dues from all that stuff. You got to keep up all that.
Tarsha say the Masons are cutthroat.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a bit much right there. Now there are different
Wow, I
levels.
never knew that.
You know, we don't kick nobody out, but you can
Because
choose to go member at large. You don't have to be financial on a local level. There are plenty of members that's grad that decide to go member at large, meaning they are not tied to a particular chapter, but they are financial on the local level. But yeah,
when you're not tied to a
But
particular,
but
when you're not
here's the
tied to a
deal.
particular chapter, can you still vote? No, you can't vote
no,
though,
you
right?
if you are not a member of that chapter, you cannot vote. Meaning,
Okay.
I can't go to Carla's chapter in Minden and vote, but I can go in her chapter with all the rights and
Or
privileges that I
Carla's
want.
chapter in
But I
Marshall.
can't
Yeah.
vote on anything. Yeah, because I'm not a member of that chapter and I don't have no money in her budget. So why am I voting on any of her things? But
Oh,
I
okay.
can go, the same thing of it is, I can go to grand chapter, national, regional, wherever, and I can do whatever I want. I just, on a local level, you can't go to another person's chapter, their house, and vote on their policies and procedures because you're not a member of that chapter. You don't have no money in their budget. But you can go in there and do anything else that you want. You just can't vote on an amendment or anything like that.
Wow. What you were about to ask Jonathan and Lady Cat?
Oh, Lady
Jonathan, what
Cat
was
can
your
go. No, Lady Cat can
Lady
go.
Cat? What was your question?
No, well, what I was gonna say is, as far as the dues is concerned, when Silver Fox said that you can pay it up for a year, it's not like you coming out of real coins for the year. Your dues for the year may be $100. It may be
Yep.
$80. It depending on
Yeah.
what house you in. So it's not
Oh,
that simple.
so the
So
dues change depending on what house you're in.
correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can
Whereas
go in and have my
sororities and
dues card and pay $100. She'll give me a receipt. I'm straight for
for
a
the
year.
year. So that
Yeah.
means that's why they cutthroat with y'all, because if they come to
Yeah.
you and say, "Hey, why you ain't paid your dues and you only owe $100 for the year, but yet I see you at Hayes every Friday and Saturday
And
night."
You
it
see what
and
I'm
it
talking
does
about?
and it does happen. And it does
You
happen.
see what
It
I'm talking
does
about?
happen.
Because you have to
Oh,
be
that
accountable for
makes
that.
more
That just
sense.
like if we have a community event, hey, we're doing the Habitat for Humanity. It's required for you to be there, not a suggestion, because this is your community service. If we're going to the
Okay.
elderly house, and help the elders at the house or whatever, whether you helping them clean up or comb their hair or play dominoes
Whatever
with
it
them,
is,
whatever it
that's
is, this is
that's
your
your
community
duty.
service. Those are your duties. When you have people that jump into the Eastern Stars or the Masonry to say, oh, I got this compass, I got this star, this, that, whatever. No, we ain't finna do that.
Oh,
That ain't what we
Bishop.
finna do.
Good evening, Bishop. Good evening. Good evening. How are you? Wow. So my thought process was although it's alike, it's totally different. So
Mhm.
that's why you say they kick y'all behinds out because you
Yeah.
behind and you ain't paying your
Yeah.
dues.
And because like she said, you have people, I've seen guys, I've seen brothers, and I ain't gonna lie, they behind on dues, but you see them going on all kinds of trips. You see them
Flexing.
with the oh, I just went and got these brand new pair of Jordans 250, and oh dog, you
Uh,
couldn't came in and paid your dues, bro. It's just stuff like that. I mean, like I say, I've been in the organization over 20 some years, and I put too much time in it. I put too much time in it
to
to
lose your
yeah,
Correct.
to lose what I
Right.
have. To
Right.
lose what I have. I mean,
That's real.
I'm a past master. I've been over my laws. I'm a past master and all that type stuff. So yeah, I actually have guys that look up to me in the
right.
organization. So stuff of that. I
Bishop, I'm sorry, I
just
got
been
a
in it
question
too
for
long.
Bishop. Bishop, are you a Mason? I think Bishop is a Mason, right? Is he Prince Hall? Bishop, what house? I guess I'm saying it right. What house are you in? I want to say something right quick because you say guys that look up to you, and Q will attest to this for me. Girl Pam will attest at my brother's funeral. Girl Pam has been pissed off. Rodney has been gone how many years? 5, 6 years now. Has it been that long? 5 years. Girl Pam was hot
Mm-hmm.
as fish grease and still is to this day. The Masons showed up
Still
and
is.
and put their brother away. The Kappas never once showed up and did
Mm,
anything.
mm.
Nothing. That put a sour taste
Don't
in
get
her
me
mouth.
started.
No comment.
Okay, I'm just
Hmm,
saying.
hmm, hmm,
So
That put a
Yeah,
do
Q, you was
do
girl
there.
Pam.
I
so
Girl
was
Pam.
Pam,
Yeah, she was there.
Pam, do
Girl
they
Pam been
have
talking
to
about that for
I'm still
years.
mad.
do they have
Girl,
to ask? Do you have to ask the Divine Nine to come to the funerals?
Then
Stuff
I,
of that. Because that's
well,
just
okay.
like
well,
us as
well, let me.
Masons and Eastern Stars. Actually, the family requests. It's a request. We don't just show up. It's a request that
we don't.
that
You don't
family
have to
makes
ask.
for us to come.
Well, let
Okay.
me tell you
In their defense,
how it
a
goes
little
for
bit.
us.
Go ahead. Wait a minute. In their
Q,
defense,
ain't
a
no
little bit.
defense. You had
No,
five.
in their
No,
defense,
you
Uh
had
oh.
and a
five,
little bit.
6 years to come up with this defense, Q.
No,
And
no,
now
no,
you
no,
want to
no, no,
defend him.
no.
Come
You
on.
had
I'm not
the
defending him.
but
What I am saying that his request was to have his last right at his funeral.
then why they didn't do it?
He did. I'm talking
I'm
about the
talking about
Masons.
no.
Oh no no
Oh, you
no
talking
no
about the
no.
Masons? Oh,
You talking
you
about the
don't
Yeah,
make
I'm
a
talking
Masons?
about the
request.
Masons.
No,
No,
we
I
know
I'm
the
don't know
saying,
Masons
what.
did it. She's
no,
asking
okay.
why did the
Let me
Kappas
back
not
up.
do it?
Okay,
What I'm
Okay.
the
saying is,
Kappas.
as a Mason in the Eastern Star, if we tell our family, I want my last right at my funeral, then the Masons is going to step in and the Kappas can't. Now,
That's not
Oh,
how it works.
why
That's
they
not
didn't
how it
show
works.
up,
right.
it is how it works. Because
No, I'm not
regardless of what the
talking. I don't
Divine
know
Nine
about you.
says,
I'm talking about for me, for us.
Right.
So you're
She's saying
telling
for
me
the
that
Delta.
y'all would supersede, but why can't they do
yes,
both? Because I've been to a funeral where Quincy died, and he
Even
was
with
a Mason
Osoro,
and an
right?
Alpha, and they have done both. Because
Yeah.
I just don't understand. And don't get me
Osoro, I
wrong,
think, was
I
a
have nothing
Mason and
against
but
an
that
Mason and
wasn't
East.
Eastern
his
Stars,
request.
but I'm a Delta. If
Oh,
I
okay.
decide,
That wasn't his request, though.
but
His
to
his
me that
you're
doesn't.
saying that
But I'm just saying me.
his brothers, the
Okay,
Kappa
I'm going
brothers should
on
have.
mute because I don't have no understanding.
She ain't had no understanding, and she mean that. Okay,
No,
baby, go
okay,
on
so
mute.
this is what I'm
I get,
saying.
I get what you're saying. You're saying his request was for
I
the
get what
Masons to
you're
do his
saying, Q.
last rites, and that. But girl Pam is saying,
And
even though the
so you
Masons did
telling
his
me he
last rites,
only
the
wanted them to
Kappas
do it?
should have. Yeah, she's saying
As
that
far as
their
I
last rites
know,
supersede that.
as far as I know, he wasn't really running with his Kappa boys like
He
he was
wasn't,
running
but
with the
they
Mason
still
boys.
But
true.
that
I
does
So
get
if
not
that.
they
matter.
showed up,
That don't
But them
matter.
Kappas should have showed up because he was
and that's
acting.
what I'm saying,
He was forever throwing that Kappa up. He was
and
forever
and that's what I'm saying. That's
showing.
why earlier,
They
that's why
should
I was
have
like, no
done it
comment.
anyway. Oh,
Okay,
But
let
baby,
me
I ain't,
say
I
this
ain't gonna
right
take them
here.
off the hook.
They ain't off the hook right there because I'm gonna tell you this right here. If I die tomorrow, Eisenberg know one thing. That the Deltas better be at that service giving me my final rights because I pledge
Hannah, help me.
and that
Hannah,
that
Hannah,
is
Hannah.
my last that is the last
Yep.
thing that they owe me as a member of Delta Sigma Theta is my Omega service. That is everybody's last right. It
Crystal,
don't matter
Crystal,
if you ain't been a member and paid a dues in 30 years. You still gonna get them final rights because when you laid up there on that pill and took that oath and got your first right, you will also do your final right. So it to me that doesn't make any sense. When
Look,
Rodney
and Crystal
pledged, he
and
got his
Carla.
first right, and he is owed his final right. So you can say that they supersede him,
She's
but if
she's
I
But
giving
pledge
them
equal
well,
a
to my
side
actually,
yard.
car,
I'ma tell
Then
you,
you
both
know
I'ma
of
when
them
tell
better
you,
be there.
look,
I'ma
Crystal
tell
and
you,
Carla agree with you.
we
Talking about nah, they should have showed up.
we actually don't supersede. We
Shoulda.
actually don't supersede because both of them can be done. Both of them
Okay,
can be done.
Both of
But
them can.
like I
I've
say,
seen them done.
the
That both of
the
them
right.
can be
only
done,
thing,
and it
That's why
the
the
don't
only
matter
Kappa should
if
have been in the
Rodney
house.
was not active. He should have been in the house. As much as Rodney was still shimmying all over the
And
place,
But
still
he
trying to
wasn't
get his.
active. That's what I'm trying to tell. He
it
wasn't
does not
active.
matter.
Well,
It doesn't
no,
matter.
what
That's
she's
what you don't
saying is,
understand. You don't have to pay a dues. It was due to him. He
I'm
could
not
have not been
saying
active
that.
for 10 years.
but Pam,
Girl,
that what
I'm
Pam,
telling
this is
you,
what I'm
he.
they
saying
can't
to
they
you.
can't
That
show
wasn't
up.
his
They can't show
request.
up and just
right,
do it. They
It
can't show up
doesn't
and just
matter
do it if
if
it
it's
wasn't no
It
stipulated.
request.
does matter.
Let me
girl,
call Kay on the phone because I
Go
guarantee
ahead.
I'm gonna call
Because
Kay
see,
right now
look,
because I
look,
know
wait,
Kay
hold
ain't gonna
on,
tell me that she
hold
didn't
on.
want
What?
this
No,
done.
but what? No, what Lady
No.
Cat is saying is that he was no longer active with the Kappas like that, and so therefore, it was more important for him to have his last rights through his Mason brother,
Okay, so
his
and
answer
that's what
this
he
Yes.
wanted.
question. Okay,
Okay.
this is my question.
That
If
wasn't
it was
and
more,
she's saying that that was not by them doing something. Now they should have. I'll say this so we can get off of this. The Kappas should have been in the house just because
they
his
should have
brother
been
said
there.
Correct.
from
They should
yes,
have been
they
okay,
should
Correct.
there.
no,
have
let
been
me
there
say
in the house.
this right here. This is my thing. It doesn't matter if he would have been on social media and renounced himself as a Kappa, then I'll say okay, he's no longer active. But if just because he ain't been to a meet, just because he ain't paid a dues, don't mean that
Just
he
because he's
ain't
not
active.
run
Because every
I'm
time
not
I
saying that.
saw him, he
right.
was
She's
I'm
just
he
saying
saying
was
that
he
that
selling
was
wasn't.
Kappa sign. He was
yeah.
selling
No.
whatever. So
I'm saying
I
that he was not actively hanging out with them.
And
That
he
wasn't
didn't
what he
want
was
that.
doing. He was
Mr.
actively
Johnson,
hanging out with his
listen.
Mason brothers. He
yeah.
was
Okay, but
actively
that's what
hanging out
y'all
with his
don't
brothers from the cigar
understand.
club.
Hold on. Mr. Johnson talking about he would have hunted them had they showed up. The Jonathan talk Jonathan
See that
stupid
this
ass
is what
talking
y'all
about
don't
I just
understand.
Jonathan said hold on. Jonathan said he just want to be buried in his Power Ranger suit. Crystal
You know
so
what? I'm going on mute. I'm through
go
talking to you.
on mute because you know you get serious. You, Crystal, and Carla is going, no, they should have been there, and that's what y'all mean, and that's what y'all stand on. But Lady Cat is saying that just wasn't his final wish. So I understand it better
It
because
has to.
all these
It has to be your final wish. And like I
all
say,
these years
us as Masons, we
when
It
the
just
does
make
Masons
not
were
have
sure
to
there.
be my
we
final wish.
We
It
know,
is
girl,
something that
Pam.
Delta
Oh,
Sigma
Pam,
Theta is going
Pam,
to give
we
me.
already
Pam,
That
know.
is a
We
bunch of
already know that
BS.
hey,
it's your final wish. We already know it's
look,
your final
It
wish.
doesn't
look,
matter if
let me
it's my
say this.
final wish. If my line sisters find out that I have passed away,
And
and
we
I
don't
ain't
do,
told Adrian Burton or somebody else in my household that, hey,
hey, don't
no,
worry.
it don't matter.
Hey,
Like my
hey,
line sister passed
hey,
away. Jessica was
hey,
not
don't worry about it.
you know what?
I'm a,
This is
look,
why
we gon'
Yeah,
no,
but
listen.
see,
look,
the thing is,
I'm through.
the
look,
thing
we gonna
is,
make sure,
the
girl
thing is,
Pam, we are gonna make sure that your rights, your final right, if them deltas are not there, I am going to show up in red and white and pretend to be each one of your line sisters myself. And I'm gonna be
Oh, they gonna be there, Keisha number 2. They gonna be there. They gonna be there, so don't act like they not gonna be there.
I know they gonna be there, baby. Y'all gonna be there, reps. Because if they are not there, I know who's gonna come back to get them, and that's gonna be Girl Pam. And I'm with Cynthia Dodson. Neighbors say I just want happy hour at my funeral. Don't judge me. I
not
don't
the
want y'all
half
to do
hour.
none of. Let me tell y'all, I don't want y'all to give people 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 8 minutes. Don't stand over me looking at me. Don't let nobody in that I didn't like. When all them people
Oh,
show up
don't
to
worry.
my,
They not even gonna see you.
that
They
they ain't
gonna be
gonna.
real
Yeah, I
mad
don't want no.
because they ain't gonna even see you. So they gonna be real
I
mad.
don't want none of that. Let my family say goodbye. Y'all come and be like, "What up, my nigga?" And take a shot. Do some who sung, or some Lalo. Do something, and then go and get out there and let's go have some drinks. And somebody teach me how to do slow wine because
Tamia.
while I'm
Oh.
what? No, I don't want that. I want to do that wide dot. I want to do Eddie do that one. Q, I want to do that one. Slow wine. I'm getting out. It is
You know
8:30.
what?
We
I
have
don't have
gone.
time to play with you.
One quick question before I say final thoughts. Hannah asked a question that I thought was important. She says, first she said, Mama, I can't help. I don't even know what's going on. It's so many rules to follow. Do y'all walk around with a postcard on what to do and not to do? Lady Cat, Silver Fox, the missus, she got that. The missus has this embedded. Do y'all, when you go through the process, I guess it just, what are
Well,
you talking
A
about?
postcard on
far
what to
as
do when
On
you
the
pledging
rules.
or when
Hannah
you
I
said
become
on
one.
mean,
no, meaning when you on rules on what to do, being a Mason, Eastern Star, Delta, Kappa, whatever. She said, how do you know what to do and not to do?
I know, of course, all of them you supposed to set yourself at certain standards. I mean, of course, you supposed to, like, I know far as the Masons, we you can't be in no club with no shirt on, inside a club with a shirt on with a drink in your hand. We just don't, that's just not something that you're supposed to be doing.
Hell, they
You
do that
know,
all the time
it's
here in Shreveport.
you're not supposed to
You're
be in
not
the club.
supposed to.
You're not supposed to be in the
That's the
club with a
same as
Masonic
girl
with a
Supposed
Pam will
Masonic
to.
tell
shirt
you.
The
on.
key word is
Girl
supposed
Pam
to.
will.
Yeah.
Girl Pam will tell you in a minute. You drinking in your letters, huh? You drinking in your
Yeah,
letters, huh?
yeah. You're not supposed to do it. I mean, if you at
I
like
mean,
at a party with some of your people or whatever like that, yeah,
mm-mm.
you came with the shirt on, all right. But like in a club, no. I mean, back in the day, I was just
Really?
taught you cannot step foot inside Hayes, and then I grab my Long Island. I've even had an older brother. I've been in the club before. I had an older brother come up to me and like my charm, my necklace. He was like, "Bro,
Yep.
cover your necklace up, cover your charm up." You
Yep.
know, I just respected him as an older brother, and I just put it on the inside.
Yep.
I just put it on the inside. It's
Wow.
just something
Okay.
that they do.
I mean, because it's been plenty of
Crystal done
times.
put it out there. Girl Pam keep telling people that. I've been waiting for people to try and fight us, Crystal. Because she tell people all the time, you just gonna drink in your letters, huh?
Yeah. I
You just
mean,
gonna drink.
it's. I
She
remember
told
one.
this pretend AKA that one time.
I
The
only
girl had
tell
on a
my
necklace, a
sorors that
bracelet.
I know.
No, you didn't. You told this girl to have on that bracelet and necklace, and she wasn't nobody soror. She was fake.
I just remember one time we were out. We were celebrating somebody who just got his master, and he was an Omega. Some of his Omega guys was there. Some was Mason, Eastern Star, and some was Delta. We was at the main event. When the drinks pull up, you saw everybody take their shirt off and turn it inside out, or just take
Okay.
it off completely because you cannot
Mm.
get caught. Well, my chapter is my grandmother and her homegirls. So mine is
Ah,
true old school. They don't play
yeah,
that.
you ain't doing that. Yeah, you
They
ain't
don't
doing
play
that with
that.
that.
So if it's something that I have on, because we know I'm gonna dress, something gonna be out, because whatever. I didn't had them
Well,
check me, when we had like a plate dinner for the Queen of the South. And I came over, baby. I got on the backless sundress and this, that, whatever. She was like, put
with
this
the
jacket
stars,
on.
yeah,
Because I'm
you about to
delivering
get your
food.
head
And
knocked
she's
off.
like, put this on. First of all, I ain't want to use my gas. Let's start there. So I can wear what I want to wear, but I understood what she was talking about.
Right. It's
So
just a
it's
respect factor.
it really is. It really, really
It's
is.
respect.
So if you're gonna wear, like Kane is saying, if you wear your pendant, if you wear your ring, if you whatever, you got to be able to defend it because they will take it.
Oh yeah, they
Well,
will. They
this is
sure
my.
will.
I know we've been on here long. This went longer than I thought. Jonathan said I'm just in AAPL, second level OPEC. AAPG has nothing to do with this. Nigga stupid. Hannah says, me too. They would have kicked me out. I would be breaking rules I didn't even know was listed as a rule. Jonathan say, me and Hannah like to cuss folks out. We don't care for rules. Crystal says it's all part of the process and it's in the education. Bishop says, yes, you are
Yep.
not to drink with your letters or emblem on Final question. Hannah says, what happens if someone is repping the letters and they are not actually in the organization? What can be done? Lady
They can get
Cat,
their ass. They can get their ass towed up.
uh-oh. Are
That
they
comes
Straight
serious?
from
up.
that comes from them. That come from the Masons. That come from the Eastern Star. That come from the Divine Nine. You can get your ass towed up.
Out the
Somebody
frame.
Repping,
said it.
repping our stuff, and you didn't go through it.
Back in the
Well,
day, the bros used to snatch it off and beat them up. What you say, Jonathan?
well, I was just gonna say that I salute the Eastern Star and the Masons that y'all whooping people ass.
Yeah, yeah.
Straight
And
up.
I'm gonna tell
The Divine Nine
and
do too.
well, but see, here's the
Some of
problem
them.
with
Let me
that.
read.
Here's the
Let me
problem with
rechange.
that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because there's a lot of them in that. See, I like how the Masons kick you out if
Jonathan,
you're 3 months behind.
Jonathan,
I'm just
Jonathan.
just
Tread
hear me out
lightly.
here. I just like that they kick people out when they behind on their fees. Cause this son walk around in Shreveport and they divine nine and
Good
ain't
night,
paid
folks.
fees since
Good
before
night.
COVID.
Good night. Good night. Good night. I knew this was this, sir.
They ain't paid fees since 2019. And I
Sir,
think it's just something
too
wrong with
far.
that. They need to take
Too
their
far.
license
Hey,
plates off and everything.
sir,
I'm
you
done.
flagged. You finna get flagged. I knew it was coming. That's why I said tread lightly. I knew
Ooh,
it was coming.
I'm done.
All I'm going to say is some of the Divine Nine will, if they know that you purple, because they used to have the purple alert here in Shreveport. I don't know if they still do. This one dude we know him, and he had it down pat. When he met Girl Pam, he had a line name, the year, the fall or the spring, and all of that, and all of it was a lie. I mean, he was good. I'm so
For
Yeah.
Omega
sorry.
Sci-Fi.
Yes, you. I'm gonna
Wow.
go.
She
Final
even knew
thoughts.
who it was.
Final thoughts. Final thoughts, because I can't do it with y'all. Well, I got to get out of here. I know we went over longer than we expected to, people, but this was a good topic. Let me tell final thoughts. Silver Fox, I'm starting with you. Girl Pam is,
Uh, what Pam at?
she must have probably clocked out. She
Oh,
probably about to leave work. Her service was bad. What's your final
uh,
thoughts?
my final thoughts is people. It don't. It. I mean, do what you want to do at the age you at. You only live one life. You only
Right.
have one life. Enjoy your life. Do what you want to do. Have your fun. So if you want to become anything, Mason, Eastern Star, part of the Divine Nine, at 66 years old, God damn it, do it. That's
Right.
your life and enjoy it. Cause I know damn well ain't nobody gonna tell me that I can't become shit that I want to become. And I'm 50. Shit. I mean, you ain't finna tell me. You ain't finna tell me. Goddamn, if I want to be a rapper right now, motherfucker, I'm coming out and I'm rapping
Hey,
at 50
Cause
years
why
old.
you
why
drop
do
a
my
mixtape.
friends go so far?
For real.
Lady Cat, final thoughts. What's your final thoughts?
Well, as far as like what Kane said, getting into a sorority or fraternity or Eastern Star Mason tree or whatever, never worry about what other people say as far as where you at in life. Because just because you're not where you thought you would be at this moment in your life doesn't mean that you're not necessarily where you're supposed to be. Everybody got a different journey. It doesn't look the same. It's not going to feel the same. It's not going to be the same. And I mean, that's just the bottom line. Um, as far as, being an Eastern Star, I've been one for 25 years. I've seen what I don't like. I've seen what I do like. I try to help when I can, but sometimes, you just listen, let people be people at the end of the day. If they happy, shit, let them be happy. I mean, whatever. And as far as everything else, baby, shout out to Nathaniel Alexander, um,
The inventor of the chair.
of the folding chair. Cause listen to me, my homegirl and I already started it. She got the fitted hats that said, "Don't make me throw my hat." Baby, I didn't order two of them. Don't play with me.
There you
Lord
go.
have
There you
mercy.
go. Uh, Girl Pam, final thoughts? They
Mm,
said you were, Cynthia said you was on fire tonight. You brought all the smoke. Because they don't know you crazy. I know. But go ahead. I love you.
Pam,
Jonathan, you know
my
now.
Okay.
baby wanna be a Delta.
So come on. Jonathan, you know when I start talking like this, what's going to happen.
Yeah, because motherfucker crazy. Mm.
Are you
girl,
want
Pam not crazy. She's passionate.
you guys know I can hear you right.
Passionate. Yeah, I'm gonna
Final
use that
thoughts?
moving
Passionate.
forward.
Yeah. Final thoughts?
Well,
She's very passionate.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who sent me congratulatory wishes on me completing my master's at the Southern University. Um,
Woo, 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 woo.
oh,
SU. Oh,
Hey,
finished after 3 years, but it is finished. It was supposed to be finished 3 years ago, but then my mom passed away all within 3 weeks, the first week of my last day of my last class. So I had to drop the class. They
don't worry
only
about that.
in the summer.
yeah.
So
Don't,
every
it don't matter how you got it.
Don't
Just
worry
know
about
you
that.
there.
It's finished.
It's
You
finished.
got it. Yeah,
I
You
don't
get
worry about
got it.
that.
You got it.
how they
See what I'm
trying to
talking about?
go on to take this doctoral class. But we're gonna see if
Good. Good. Go on with your final thoughts. I ain't got time. Come on. We can't hear you. What you say? I thought you went on mute, huh? What'd you say?
I'm gonna see you when I
Okay.
Oh,
That was your final thought. J.E., final thought. J.E.,
say
you know what?
well, shit. Uh, being uh being on the outside looking in, I think people just need to mind their business. I don't care what, you don't know what a person's path is. And so whatever discipline they use in order to be part of whatever organization they want to be a part of, you either salute them, you either support them, or you get the fuck out their way.
yeah.
That part.
and
That
and
part.
so and so based on that post and people feeling the need to talk shit about people getting in their 30s and 40s and everything else, I think you should truly mind your business. There's a lot of you motherfuckers that just starting to get good jobs in your 40s and 50s. Some of y'all hadn't even got your GEDs yet, and you
Oh
40 and
God.
50 years old. So I think we need to just mind our business and do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Stop, change your dynamics of your family. Stop putting bills in your children name and shit,
Uh-oh.
and
Jonathan,
just mind your business.
sir.
So yeah, and then other than that, I want y'all to know that right now Walmart got folding chairs on sale and shit. They done moved them to the front of the store. I went and picked me up four of them and put them in the trunk and shit. So
I
you know
seen
what I'm
some.
saying?
I seen
So,
some
For
at
real.
Sam's
wait.
too. I went up in
So
I
you
got
Sam's. They
some in
so
got
the
you
some at
trunk.
Sam's too.
so you took the AK out the trunk to put the
I
chairs in
took
there?
I took the AR-15 out the trunk and I got four folding chairs in there now. Real shit.
Yeah.
So yeah. So now that's all it is. Those are my final thoughts. Go with God and Lydia's voice and mind your motherfucking business. But
Hey,
yeah, on
hey.
to you.
Y'all go out and buy me and Jonathan new CD coming out in 3 months. The Trap Uncle and Pop Out.
Real shit. Real for
We
real. Real
we
shit.
doing our shit. We don't give a damn how old we are.
Real shit. For real. We gonna do this shit. Mixtape coming soon. Fuck with us. For real.
I just don't be knowing what the hell
I
they
love it
do.
here. I love it here.
don't
For real.
condone this foolishness,
For real.
people.
My final thoughts in the words of my daughter Hannah. Why in the hell do y'all care what people do with their money and time?
Real talk.
If people start worrying about their own business as much as they worry about everybody else business, the world would be a much happier place.
They're
I
not
don't
gonna do
care.
that, and you know that.
They not gonna do that. However, I don't care if you are a dog identifying as a cat, as long as you don't bark like an alligator in my face. I can really give
Right.
a damn what you do with your life.
Right.
If you want to pledge, do it. I don't think you
Right.
should allow anybody to stop. I've heard people say I want to, but I feel like I'm too old. I ain't too
Mm-mm.
old to do nothing
Ain't too old to do
That
except for
shit.
part there. That
look. The
part
Baby,
right
only
there.
thing, The only thing I'm too old to do is get on the kiddie rides at the fair for 2 tickets
Yeah, that's
instead of
real
having to
shit.
use
No,
15
you ain't
tickets for
too
my
old. You just
Oh
too
yes I
big.
am.
You
You
can
too
get on
I'm
big.
that
too
motherfucker.
old.
You can sit on the back of that car.
Mm-mm.
You
Don't
you
get
can
on
No,
that
you
get in
too
the
car.
big.
mother,
You
just
can't.
sit
You
on the
cannot
back of the
comfortably
car.
fit into them cars. You just
No.
you.
No,
I'm talking
let
about,
me tell y'all
she
something.
gotta
I
sit
don't get
on
on.
the like the back part of it, where the seats at. She can't sit in and just sit
Mm-mm.
on that motherfucking back part of that motherfucker
My ass ain't
Let
and
the
getting on
green
that
ride
shit
die.
either.
I ain't getting
ride the
on no.
shit,
Let me tell y'all,
ride the
my
shit
big
out of them
ass
little
tried to
cars.
get my big ass tried to get in a stingray. It wasn't the getting in. It was the getting out.
Shit is to getting
This
out
was
that motherfucker. For
this was
real.
me trying to get out. Talking about hold on.
For real.
It was handprints all on the outside of that thing. I said,
Yeah.
you bought this shit? You
Yeah.
really bought
Shit.
this?
I feel the
So
same way. I feel the same way about a Corvette. I'm 6'1", and my goddamn legs. I don't see how them dudes that's taller than me get in the motherfuckers. I rolled out of that son bitch because my
hey,
goddamn
let
knee,
me tell you,
my knee was like right here.
yeah,
When
your
I opened the
Mm-hmm.
knees was
door and turned
hurting.
sideways,
Your
my
knees
knee
was
was
hurting.
in my fucking face. And I
Look,
was like, how the
I'd
fuck you
rather
get in
get
this
out of a
car?
Ford Pinto than to get out of a Corvette
You ain't
Stingray.
lying.
I'm not finna
You
lie
ain't
to you.
lying.
And
I'm
I
with you on
pride,
this shit.
I pride myself on looking pretty sexy getting out of girl Pam Ultima. I be getting out that Ultima like this. Because I got room. I can go on.
Boy, you can really get out that motherfucker. For real.
Yeah. So
Mm-mm.
you got an Ultima, you good with me. I don't care nothing about your Stingray. Keep your little Stingray at your house. I don't want it, girl.
Mm-mm.
With that being said, we appreciate you guys. Look, safe travels for all of you who have been in the next few days coming up, traveling to go to school. We leave on Sunday night to put that last one in
Whew,
school.
that is
Although
not my
all of them,
ministry.
that is not my man. I'm dropping her ass off, kicking her out the car, and I'm hitting
I
49.
don't have to. I don't have to do it till next year.
That is not my
I am
ministry.
not dropping my baby off like that.
Nigga, I'm drumming your ass off too. All right, y'all. We love you. Have a good
Mm-mm.
night. Next Wednesday,
Uh,
7 o'clock p.m. I promise not to keep you out this long next Wednesday, but this topic was too good. Do what you want, people, in life. It makes you happy.
you got
Y'all,
to.
so you got to.
Yeah,
You only
do it.
have one life to live. Wait,
Do
do
it.
the stingray come with a cougar? Now, if it come with a sugar daddy that don't want no sugar, because these cougars want a hunch, mister. And I ain't got time because girl Pam free.
First of all, don't do us like that.
I didn't
I
say you, I
hear you.
said them. Girl, Crown is crazy. If
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk
Mm-mm.
later.
Mm-mm.
Call me girl. But I'm just
Mm-mm.
saying.
Love you folks for free. Thank you all. Good
All right,
night.
now
Good
y'all,
night. Good
y'all
night.
take it
Peace
easy.
out. All
Later.
right. Peace out.
All right.